Islamic scholars are of the opinion that watching a movie is sin, it's haram, and it is the closest way to take a person to hell. Sheikh Al-Hakim from Saudi Arabia University says that watching a movie is an act of shaitan. Shaitan doesn't come directly and ask, why don't you commit adultery? Why don't you fornicate? But he will come to you in the form of movies, in the form of short songs and music in the background. So this is how shaitan works. And shaitan is constantly reprogramming us to do these kind of evil act. That is why it is haram. And watching a movie is sin. Let's take a look at what he says.
As from India, he says, what's your ruling on watching movies and skipping the haram part? Are you serious? No one can skip the haram parts. You're watching a movie. All of a sudden, a woman in a bikini comes up. What are you going to do? Astaghfirullah. Fast forward. Fast forward. No, it's not. It's still there. It's still there. If I ask you, what's the measurement of that woman, you would give it to me. So you are actually watching sin. The music is there. And no matter how careful you are, no matter how a big sheikh or an imam you are, give it a couple of weeks and you'll be as rotten as everybody else. This is how shaitan works. Shaitan doesn't come to me and say, why don't you fall in adultery? Why don't you have a relationship? You're crazy. But he will come to you with a video clip, with a short song, with some music in the background, until you let your guard down and think that this is, yeah, I'm a sheikh, I can watch these things. And then he raises the bar bit by bit by bit till the inevitable happens. Fear Allah Azza wa Jal. Watching movies is one of the closest ways to take you to hell.
So this is what the Sheikh from Saudi Arabia University says. And every Muslim also know that watching a movie, listening to song is haram. It is forbidden. But in spite of all of this, the Muslim community supports the movie Pathan. A Twitter user by the name of Muhammad Yaqub says, I support Pathan movie. Zishan Ahmed says that he supports Pathan and he will book the tickets of Pathan in advance. A Twitter user, Sohail Halim, says that, hey SRK, I want to support Pathan, but I don't like action movie, so won't go and watch. Are you accepting Paytm? Wow, people are willing to go to any extent to support this. Next up, Muhammad Hamza says that millions of the youth across India are coming in support of SRK and Pathan. It's a good thing that millions of Muslims are supporting this movie, but why are they compromising on their principles and values, knowing very well that it is haram and it is a sin? Why is that? The reason why they are supporting is because they want to support the brotherhood of Islam. They want to support their Muslim brother against those who are opposing them. And supporting their Muslim brother is their religious duty, which a good Muslim has to compulsorily follow. It is mentioned in this hadith of Sahih Bukhari, Prophet Muhammad says, and I quote, Allah's messenger said, a Muslim is a brother of another Muslim, so he should not oppress him, nor should he hand him over to an oppressor. Whoever fulfilled the need of his brother, Allah will fulfill his need. Whoever brought his Muslim brother out of discomfort, Allah will bring him out of the discomfort on the day of resurrection. And whoever screened a Muslim, Allah will screen him on the day of resurrection. So who is a good Muslim? Good Muslim is the one who fulfills the need of his Muslim brother, as Allah will fulfill his need. And a good Muslim should bring his fellow brother out of discomfort, so that Allah on the day of judgment will bring them out of the discomfort. And there are many such hadith saying the exact same thing. So this kind of favoritism and unfair support towards a community, it is not a problem if it is only related to movies. The problem arises when the community extends this favoritism, this unfair support towards the criminal, towards the villain and the terrorist of the society. And the prime example of this kind of behavior and hypocrisy was seen when Zakir Naik was asked Does he consider Osama bin Laden as terrorist? He says,
So you as a Muslim saying that Osama bin Laden is right or wrong, have you checked up? Bombing in Nigeria, American consulate, Osama bin Laden, headlines. Did or not? We don't know. But if you ask my view, if he's on the truth, if he's fighting the enemies of Islam, I'm for him. I don't know what he's doing. I'm not in touch with him. I don't know him personally. I read newspapers. If he's terrorizing the terrorist, if he's terrorizing America, the terrorist, biggest terrorist, I'm with him. Every Muslim should be a terrorist. The thing is that if he's terrorizing a terrorist, he's following Islam. Whether he is or not, I don't know. But you as a Muslim, without checking up, laying allegations also wrong. So I am with those people who are following the Quran. Even if the full world is against them, I am with them.
and sadly what Zakir Naik said is not wrong. Because of his religious duty, he was compelled to support the criminals and the felons and the terrorists of the society. Because this is what the book says. And every true Muslim has to hold the same opinion, just like Zakir Naik. And this favoritism, this unfair support is the biggest evil which Islam brings to the world. And because of this kind of mindset and irrational support towards the criminal, it should be a concern and the problem for each and every one of us, including Muslim, the rational and the peace-loving Muslims. And they should ask themselves, how can they support such texts, such bad values? And I hope there remains no doubt about what the problem is. And as non-Muslim, we need to be very vocal about it and make others aware. So let us share this video and let's make a goal that we will share this video with at least 2 persons. And finally, those who can kindly support our work and consider becoming a Patreon.